Hi, Donut. How are you? How goes your game dev work? Hopefully it goes well. I would have waited a second before starting my stream or my camera, but you said hi, so I had to come back and say hi back. Better not be leaving me, boy. It's cool that I remember. What do you mean? From last stream? That's... that was not too hard to remember. I also remember that you... was it you... When you were going into architecture, or you originally were going to, and then you didn't want to do it because it was boring, or because you couldn't do anything fun. And you were doing like architectural designs. And you were showing me what you did to liven things up by putting little things. What was it? You did like voxel characters or like little game characters as toys. You showed it to me on your stream. I mean, I'd like to pretend. Let me say it this way. I have a good memory. So as much as it's like every single person I encounter somehow has meaning, or like you specifically, Donut, I also just have a good memory. So I guess the one thing you appreciate is that I didn't let my memory forget about you. I came to your stream. You walked me through it, remember? I was at my work day and I was like, I'm going to hang out with Dev Donut and say hi. So like, the full disclosure is I know I have a good memory. So partly I rely on my good memory to remember things about people. But, I mean, you're struggling with lobbies? You want to cry? Are you talking about like lobbies, like a multiplayer lobby? I know nothing about them. Oh, yeah. I don't have any idea about lobbies. I know nothing about them. I wish I could tell you answers. The thing that I would do is I would go to ChatGPT and say, tell me about lobbies. And then it would give me like half of the answer or like some percentage of the answer, but not all the way there because it doesn't have any idea either. And then I would try to do it. And then sometimes I'll be like, okay, this is good enough. And other times I'll be like, scrap it and just do it myself. Right. I'm so intrigued. I'm not working right now yet. I'm so intrigued by the progression of AI and the lack of progression. I'm so intrigued about what I'm learning about myself and even what is possible in society, because when it came out, it was like this miracle. Wow, you can ask this AI anything and it'll give you answers. And now I find myself oscillating back and forth between whether I even want to bother with it. And it's crazy to me because I was like all in, like, let's make this work, save myself some time. But I have not always seen it valuable for saving me time. Honestly, the best value I've gotten out of AI is as a sounding board for my ideas. Like, the one thing I've really found value from isn't necessarily the code output. I've gotten some good code. Like, I've gotten code that was functional and worked for discrete problems that I'm solving. But that's not where the real value has been. The real value has been in either summarizing things in just in bite-sized chunks, like being able to just sort of clean things up a little bit. So like, I'm the originator of the content and it's just making my content a little bit better. Or like thinking through problems, like helping me, not because it is smart, but because it's like an advanced rubber duck. It's able to, throw a bunch of stuff at my wall and see if I stick. That's weird. I don't know how that works. But and I'm amazed. Like, I know that there are people out there that have really fine-tuned their usage of AI, and they probably get more value out of it than I do. I don't think it's that AI itself is a problem. I look at myself, though, and say, where do I want to spend my energy? I looked at the ChatGPT as a way to save time, but now I'm seeing that there's this inflection point where it doesn't save me the time I want it to. And so I don't get frustrated per se, but I just recognize that it's not going to help me in certain instances. So I just go about solving it myself. Or like I go about solving it to a point where then it can help me. If documentation were better made, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess that's possible. But I find it just funny watching this whole thing occur in myself in real time. It's like when I hire a developer, or like I've worked with a developer, like, okay, this person's going to be able to do all these things I need them to do. And I load them up with a bunch of stuff. Or I go to them with questions. And then over time, I start learning where they actually sit. And I find out that maybe they're not quite as high up in their capabilities as I thought. And so I realize what questions I can go to them for and which ones I can't. It's really funny to me because ostensibly, there's a lot of things that you could do with AI that would solve some fundamental challenges, but the way that it's geared doesn't solve those problems. Like for instance, I want a memory store. I want to be able to puke information at an AI and then have it intelligently store it in a way that I can look at it later and process it later. And it doesn't do a good job at that. And there's tools out there that are supposed to help with that, but it really doesn't. I end up having to do a bunch more work to try to create a memory store than just to remember it with my brain. So, I don't know. It's just funny to me. It's not really a complaint. I mean, it is a useful tool. And I'll find better ways to use it as I go. I find it curious to watch the journey. Because at first I was like, now I'm Superman. Now I can solve any problem I want. And I will be real though, like it has, like the journey even doing development on Alterium Shift, when I got stuck in the past, I'd have to ask Wallaber for help or somebody that knew more about Unity or something. And of course, my go-to would always be Wallaber because he was just universally the best choice for any problem. And so there's like a huge slew of things I don't have to ask his help for because I can solve them by just ChatGPT and then using my existing knowledge to solve it. But it's still, I mean, there's still contextual things it's terrible at. So a couple of streams ago, I was trying to fix an audio issue. What happened in the game is music would start playing and the game would visibly hitch, like it would stutter. And I thought it had to do with how I was loading the audio. And so I'm like ChatGPT, and it's like, well, look at this, and this, and do this and that, and the other thing. And it didn't really coherently hone in on the problem. I got on a phone call 30 minutes later with Wallaber, it's fixed. And the reason was it was all to do with how the audio was stored, the compression that it was using. It was using .ogg file compression, and so it was trying to decompress it in real time for a file that's fairly large, and that compression is really good, but it's expensive to decompress. And so it caused these like massive spikes of memory allocation. And he's like, yeah, just change the format that you store it and it'll be fine. And so we did that and it worked great. It was like, change the storage format, check a box, and it was great. So all I had to do was write some code, which I did use ChatGPT for, write some code in my import process so it just automatically converts these files. But like I didn't have the expertise to get there, and ChatGPT couldn't get me there because it didn't know how to coach me through the problem or even how to really hone in on the problem. Whereas you get someone like Wallaber and he's like, yeah, there's your problem right there. I'm monologuing right now. Anyway, Donut, I'm just talking at you, which I should do because you can't talk back because it's my stream. But I do hope that you'll figure out your problem, is what I'm saying. I know you probably need to focus on that. So, speaking of focusing on work, tonight, I'm going to continue working on some small fixes and stuff. That was a long talk. Let me tell you what. Get my talks done. Tonight I'm going to be working on small things. I'm going to continue working on the battle system stuff, and I might actually reverse order it. So I want to finish one thing, which was going to take the entire stream, as it seems to always do. But presuming I get this one done in a reasonable amount of time, then I will look into the battle stuff, and then I'll work on some other enhancements and features I want to do. So I'm trying to make a skip button for the intro cinematics, and it's not working. I'm really annoyed by it, actually. It should be working. It's no worky. So I got to figure out how to make it work. I might just go like simple for the solution. So I'm gonna have to debug, because I think it's gonna need to be something I validate from the back end and find out what's going on. But basically, there aren't a lot of cinematic sequences that don't require user interaction, but the intro sequence is one of them. And I want a way to have a prompt that can be used in different places and contexts and have different type of interactions. So some prompts, they'll be immediate when you push the button. Other ones, you gotta like hold the button to make something happen. In this case, if you're in the intro cinematic and you're holding the cancel button, I wanted to just skip the entire intro and go to the character select screen. So again, it won't be something that's always available, because almost every other scene has some kind of interaction back and forth. But I'm sure we'll find places for this. And the code I've written is theoretically going to be reusable. We'll see if practically it's reusable. What did I call it? Prompt? Button prompt. There you go. So I need to find out if any of my crud here is even working. Unfortunately. So like on button press. Oh, I already had the breakpoint. That's good. But I didn't have to rebuild or anything. We have so many bugs fixed. So many. I would love to get a beta branch built, but it turns out at this moment... Oh yeah, go ahead, BRB. I'm just going to talk to the world. At this moment, we literally have no capability of pushing a beta branch. There is an issue in Steam, and we unfortunately don't have the facility to correct it until Steam gets back to us. So we're waiting. We're in, as they say, a holding pattern. Okay, so here's what I want to find out. Is this... This says navigate. What does that mean? Uni-action navigate. That should not be the action. What? Oh, that's... Hold on, that's uni action. Where's the input action, though? We have so many bugs fixed. It's amazing. Button east. Keyboard escape. So these are the appropriate actions. Does it have the bindings? Input binding. Keyboard. No, those are the bindings. So where's the performed? Triggered is false. On performed. Is... I'm hearing screaming upstairs. Hopefully everyone's alive up there. Our little one sometimes has trouble going to bed. Name is cancel. So that is the right name of it. So one question is this binding happening? The other question is this working? So like maybe this is working, but the other one's not. Let's see. Get rid of that. Let's see what happens. No, so it's not triggering. So what I need to do, I think, I'm gonna do a couple things here. So can I click on this? Oh, okay. Here you are. So we're going to go look at this puppy here, and we're gonna make the hold amount 0, which should allow it to just be permanently showing up. That should help me test this better. I'm wondering if there is some issue where the event's being triggered, but it's not detecting a performed action, or it could be something else. I'm going to put these 2 breakpoints here. See if I can get that question answered. Oh, they're going to see. It's going to show forever. Perfect. Let's see. We'll go in here. I'll worry about visually the fact that it's not displaying prettily, but okay. So the action performed is not being detected. That is definitely a problem. Okay. So then I think what I'm going to do, instead of doing this stupid binding, is make a update method. So if it's not holding, then we're going to say else if, oh, I know they're going to put a new line, whatever. Else if this dot input action dot is pressed. Now, can I do this? No. Because it'll return null. So, because I'm putting this in an update statement, I have to do it this way. I'm going to put a lot more conditions than I want to. So if it's not holding, then we'll check if it's pressed. And then if it is pressed, then we'll just call on button press. And I'm going to leave these as actions just in case someday I can actually get this to work the way I want it to. I'm going to leave it here. Theoretically, this should work. I don't know why why the binding isn't working, but we'll just get rid of it. And then we'll get rid of the destroy. But we're just not going to use the input binding here. I'd prefer to use action bindings, but this isn't that important of a piece of functionality to deal with. Okay, so then we'll go to update. I think what we'd have to do here is move this out into its own method. We can put our main conditions in here. So let's go to our extract. Words, refactor. There we go. Process input. Boom. Did I spell process right? Nope. Process has 1 C. Did you know that? I knew that. But it has 2 S's, right? We're going to say yes. 2 S's. So we'd have to do... what would I want to check? I guess it would only run the update if this thing is active. theoretically this is supposed to hide it. So I wonder why it wouldn't. Why it wouldn't do that. So show prompt, hide prompt, reset. This is supposed to hide itself right after it shows. Set up input action. This is going to make sure the action is there. Is holding. Okay. And then if it's holding hold timer, blah, blah, blah. If the hold timer is greater than hold time, then it's going to do the remainder of this bit and turn everything off. Else, if not, and actually what I'll do is I'll do the check for the input action from the start. This will just protect us from potential issues. Yeah, we'll go here. We don't need that. Okay. So, moment, I guess I could do a flag if it's open. I mean, update methods shouldn't run unless they're enabled. I suppose I could also just do this. I believe this will work. On enable. Because the wake only happens once. Well, let's find out. I'm wasting away again in YOLO Rita though. We'll YOLO this, find out. It's a tiny thing, but I think that it's important to... I think I've talked about this before, but my view on story, even if it's a game that you like to have story in, you need options for players to move forward quickly. And our game has a lot of places where you're forced to provide input because it's the style of game it is. But I don't want to force them to have to sit through a sequence multiple times. And this game is meant to be played from the beginning multiple times. So this is a really important part to skip. I didn't tell you a joke about a herd of cows, but it's past your bedtime. Aww. I'm sure it was a pretty moving joke, though. Let's see if this will hide it. Or if we'll get some weird error. Okay, so it did hide it. That's good. I think it hit it. Acid data loaded. Oh. This doesn't happen for the real game. It's just how things happen right meow. What is that little flame thing that happened? That's really weird. Oh. It worked. Okay. So... just getting rid of the stupid action event thing, apparently. So now that's working, but I gotta do more work here. Okay. So that part works. That's good. Now I need to figure out why that when it finished, it didn't finish. So what I need to do is in this overlay controller, on skip activated is the thing that's supposed to trigger. If show duration is greater than 0, show duration? Let's see here. No, I made show duration 0. I don't really want that though. So, well, I think that's what I did. Hold on. Let's go look at our code, find out what we're gonna do, baby. What exactly is happening, Donut? Maybe you should explain it to me on the highest level you can. Because obviously, I'm not good at solving problems through text where you'll have to type more to get the point across. I'm too dumb. You can't even spell dumb right, Dev Donut. I'm really not trying to be derogatory, but it is funny that you couldn't spell dumb right. Hey, Killboy, how are you? Show duration. Okay, so what we want, if we're going to do hide prompt. If we're going to hide prompt, we're just going to freaking hide it. So we're going to do the fade. 0.5. And there's a way afterwards to have an action, I think. Dot on complete. There you go. Killboy. Hey, Killboy, speaking of game devs, how's your stuff going? Killboy, you have experience with lobbies, right? You're doing multiplayer stuff, right? Just tell Dev Donut how to fix all of their problems. That's pretty easy, right? I think the problem is that show duration is not understood as what we actually want. Okay. So I think that's one of the problems. This is a chat. I did ChatGPT like the template of this. So we want show duration to represent how long something shows. Hold timer. If it's awake, on awake, we set up input, we do all that. It's only been a year of Threads? Threads has only been out for a year? Weird. I got one of those notices that told me all about Threads, which I never use. I also have a Blue Sky account. Never use it. Okay, so hold timer is greater than hold time. So this doesn't actually have a timer to make it go away. That's one problem. So when we say show prompt, we really just want to do this. We don't want it to have instantly show and hide. We want it to be, you know, show and then not show. I don't know why it would invoke. Oh, that's weird. So the way it was doing it, show duration. So weird. I don't want this at all though. I'm gonna just get rid of this stuff. So we're just gonna do that. We're gonna show it and hide it. We'll worry about how long it shows up afterwards. On button release, that's fine. If it's holding on button press, show prompt. We only need to do this if it's not already showing. So if this .canvas group .alpha less than 1, then we do the this one's okay. All right. So let's And then what else is hide? Hide prompt needs to disable this thing too. So we're gonna do. Oh, we already got that. Okay, let's go rebuild. Does this have any vitamin C in it? No. Good. I can't. I'm addicted to caffeine. Sorry. The one addiction I have is caffeine, and I really need to stop being addicted to it. Because I've got these little monsters. They're healthier because there's less caffeine in them. I've been jonesing for them. I know it's gonna. What'll happen is I go through these cycles. I like build up, do lots of caffeine, and then I just stop. And there's just like a day where I just literally cold turkey it, and then I start over and just build up, stop. This is my automatic shutoff valve. Thankfully, I'll have an ultimate shutoff valve. There's a master switch that happens some point later in my life where I just die and then no longer happens. So it'll be fine. It's the master switch. Main shutoff. No more life means no more of this. Okay. We'll use our controller now. New game. Okay, well, the skip part worked-ish, but the next part did not work. So now we got to figure out that part. So we can fade it, and then we complete. We need to do something that tells us that we are hiding it. And then on-hold action, does this get called? Maybe that's a problem. We added an on-hold action, which is skip activated. This should be triggering the code that causes... Oh, I see. I don't even need to call hide prompt in this case. I just need to call that. Because one skip is activated. So what does this do? If it's one time, hold action equals action. What invokes it? So on hold met is holding. Oh, I don't have the logic here that's supposed to hide. I see. So that's part of the problem. So we'll probably need to do like a is closing. I guess I need a way to make sure that we're not active here, right? So I guess I do need a flag. I do have a flag. Wait, why do I have a flag? Where does this get used? Private Boolean is prompting. Is prompt active? That's a better one. So I actually kind of want to make this a public property. But there's literally no reason for it not to be. Is prompt active? Oh, that's interesting. If the alpha group is greater than... That's actually kind of neat. That actually might be a good way. Because when I start hiding it... Oh, no, it won't work. Because it'd have to be actually equal to 1. Right? Anything less than 1 means it's not active. Which would mean you can't actually make the prompt work until it shows. But... excuse me. I don't want approximately. I just want it to be 1. I'll just say 1 like that. Oh. I don't want it to be approximately. Screw your floating point comparisons. I just reverse it. Negate it. This is why Wallaber doesn't use these hints. Like, I don't like these hints. They're telling me to do things I don't care to do. And I'm like, I'm kind of interested. I want this to be something. Where's the, I thought there was a negate option. Where's the negate option? Where did negate go? Here? Negate it. Does not equal. What do I want to say? I want to say it's. So if it's less than 1, it's not active. Can you do not less than? Maybe like that. Is that valid? That can't be valid. Is that valid? I've never used that terminology. I can't. There's no way that's valid. What? There's no way. I've literally never, in my entire career, have never used that terminology. Can you say something is not less than? Like my value not less than 1? Hey, see, I knew you could do it. All you had to do was tell me you were complaining and then spell dumb wrong. Oh, so what is that? What is that terminology? So what is the terminology? What? No, you. No, me dump. Dump. Dumg. I'm dumg. In C#, it's not valid operator result, but I'm not getting a syntax error. How am I not getting a syntax error? Now I have to know what that means. How is that? In C#, what does this operator mean? It's got to mean something. How is... Why would my compiler not notice that? It would complain, right? Is it a bitwise operator? What is it? How is it not complaining about my code? I'm so confused right now. It should complain. It should tell me something's wrong with this code. Shouldn't it? It's totally not important to what I'm trying to accomplish today, but I really want to know why it's doing this. What would this code do in C#? Question mark. You're going to say, that's not valid. But tell me why it's not valid. The provided code snippet appears to be a syntax error. But why is my compiler not complaining about it? Why is my compiler compiling? But my IDE isn't complaining about it, and my project compiles? Question mark. I think it compiled. At least I should check. It compiled. What did it do? What? Given the IDE isn't complaining, it suggests it's being interpreted in a way it doesn't cause syntax error, which is surprising in typical C# code. It's surprising. That's an understatement. How is that? There's no way that works. don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. I don't get it. Okay, let's see what this says. Now I just want to find out, did C# like add some smart syntax? Said some idiot is going to do this thing. So we're going to just say, so right now is prompt active equals false. Okay. Let's see what happens. So we'll hit play. We'll do, the process input won't happen unless this becomes active. So if I say, if I put this in here, right there, because this will be a place I can actually do it without it hitting the breakpoint. There's no reason I should be investigating this, but I'll tell you what, if not less than or not greater than works, I'm just like, I don't know, my life will be changed. I don't know what that means. Okay, so this should return true. No, so just return false. So this must be some weird. Is it like this canvas group alpha exclamation point? It's not less than 1. If it's not less than 1, but that's not, I don't understand what's going on. How? What does it mean when you do this? Why would my compiler not complain? I used the comparison in C# and it didn't. It compiled? Question mark? Did anyone ever try to do that? C# operator. I know that's for like not something, but I don't get it. I wish someone could explain to me what's going on. I have to know now. Yeah, I mean, there's no, I didn't believe that this would work because you don't usually do that sort of comparison. It's weird. This is weird. I want to ask Oliver and see if he knows. He probably doesn't. But I'm going to ask him anyway. So, question. I was goofing off and did this, and my compiler didn't complain. Filed. But why? It's not valid. Oh. All right, let's see if Oliver knows. He usually knows lots of things. So I could just say, what can I do like this? So that fails. So it must be applying the exclamation point to this, but I don't know what it does. It's not considering these two combined. That's fine. It's just weird. I've never seen that happen before. So it just threw me off. I'll go let it compile again. I'm going to have to figure out the spacing issue with this too. It's just like randomly nodding nothing. Just a random thing in the sky. Here, this is not true. Okay, thanks for that, I guess. it was just really confusing. I knew that wouldn't work, but oh my gosh. Hey, Toke. Toke at the Toka Cabana. How goes... I can't remember the name of your game. But how goes your physics-based RPG? Is it physicsy and based? Yeah, Alterium. I remember things more visually than I do like specific names. I always remember things by what I saw and I experienced as opposed to the specifics. I have a new demo with more levels. Levels. Yes, I'll have time. Probably not tonight, but we'll see. But I'll have time, yeah. I'll be interested in playing. Even if necessary, I could play it like... I'm burpy now. I can play it a different... yes. I like that this is like a hash rocket and then a reverse hash rocket. Okay. So if that, and there we go. So the alpha has to be 1, and then it'll be fine. That'll stop the loop from happening. We need to set the slider back. So where does the slider go? We got to have some in-slider information here. Slider.value is going to equal 0 if the whole timer is holding, we say. Walliver! Oh, Walliver, did you see my message I sent you? I was trying to come up with a clever way to check whether this prompt thing I'm doing is active. And I knew this wouldn't work, but I'm like, what if I just say it's not less than? Because my IDE wants, if I do like equals or equals, it wants me to do a non-precise, which then I said, well, this is why Walliver turns these inspections off. But then I'm like, I wonder if I can make it not be, And I tried this and it's like, wait, why is it not complaining? There's no way this is valid. And it's not valid, incidentally. It's just some random pound or something. Oh, if this is... Hold on, less than or equal to 1? No. Yes. If it's less than or equal to... No, if it's less than 1... Hold on. Greater than or equal to 1. There we go. That's what I needed. I confused the... What? The H is that? I don't know. That's what I said. I did that. And you confused your parser. No, I think that the pound or the bang sign is a not, and I guess it's just nodding nothing. I don't know. I don't know what that it's doing. But it compiled, which really confused me. And the project ran, was like, okay, so what are you doing here? I Googled it and I didn't find an answer. I Googled it and I ChatGPT'd it, and ChatGPT's like, you're doing something wrong. Don't do that. It's what it said, basically said. I don't know what's going on. I just thought that was overly hilarious to me. What I need to do... Let's see. Try this again. We got this to compile. That equals greater than or equal to? Is that true, or are you just making this up now? You're going to confuse me if you try to convince me that actually is legitimate from a symbol perspective. Show me the article that references the legitimacy of that stupid thing that I wrote. Logically, yeah, but it's weird to throw that in the middle there instead of... Yeah, I know. Oh, crap. Source myself. I need some fans around here. It is weird, and I didn't want to add parentheses. Like, I felt like my effort to make it better was just a bad choice. Okay, so this is still not doing what I want it to do. Ooh. If hold timer is greater than hold time. I said hold time. Hold time was... What did I say hold time is? Hold time is 2. The hold timer does become greater than 2. Hey, laser. Pretty good. I'm trying to make a skip thing for the intro cinematics. We have fixed so many things that have been there for a long time that we're like, oh, we'll get to it, and we just are finally getting to it. We have fixed so many things in the project, and right now we're not allowed to deploy our beta version because we can't get access to it in Steam. So we're waiting to hear back from Steam folks so we can deploy the beta update. So we are in a literal holding pattern. And it is no bueno. Okay, so the other problem is I don't have anything that like closes it. So I need to do the close, no, hide prompt. There you go. Oh, that's amazing to hear. Yeah. That's amazing that you can't deploy the beta. Well, thanks for your consideration, Laserburn. I appreciate it. You're always there for me. So if I can just get the skip to work, then I'm going to do the really boring stuff. The stuff that people like Wallaber like, which is combing through someone else's code to figure out how to do something. Congrats on the limbo. Yeah. We've been in limbo since like a week and a half or something like that. It's crazy. So hopefully Monday we'll be able to move forward. But that's another reason why we haven't put any deployments out. So, you know, I don't like to do limbos, but hopefully it'll all work afterwards. So this should cause it to close, but I'm not getting the thing triggered, which is the other problem. I need this thing to happen. So if it's one time, we say hold action equals action, which should be fine. This is considered a uni action, I guess. I mean, I guess I should be able to just confirm it gets triggered here, I suppose. All right, find out. Hopefully you're doing well over there, Wallaber. Getting ready to launch PGRC. Hey, Tom Sutton. Saw you were streaming late last night. Didn't stop in, but I saw you were streaming. Or was it not late? I don't remember what time it was, but I was going to bed. So I was like, I'm getting ready for bed. So whether it was late or not, I don't know the perfect answer there, but sometimes the debugger gets hung up thinking that I'm trying to debug breakpoint without showing me where it's breaking. Well, just playing some Final Fantasy. Yeah, I know, I saw. You are the Final Fantasy. Oh no. Oh no. Uwu. Arzulo! Do you got any news? Did you survive? It's going well. Tomorrow's stream should be fun. Going to work on some snow particles. Well, I don't know how well I'll be able to join because, you know, Sunday mornings don't work out well for me. But if I get a chance, I'll pop in and see your snowy particles. You got some good particles there. Okay, so that part worked, but I forgot to turn on my debug breakpoints. So I gotta turn those back on. What's the Matzi Wow about? I want to know about how our Zulo's doing. Rumor has it, last week could have been stressful, but could also have been fairly successful. Hardly. So I passed. That was round 2. Oh no! I thought last week was the big one. I'm on pins and needles waiting for you to tell me how it goes. They are all big. Yeah, that's a good point. It's been a long time since I've had an interview for a job. If I had an interview for a job now, though, I'd have to do it at my level, which is a whole different ball of wax. You're nervous. Don't worry. They don't judge you based on how nervous you seem. They don't concern themselves with how you do under pressure. I'm sure you'll be fine. Totally fine. No stress. I have this habit of picking at the things that make people more stressed, not less. I don't know what it is about me. I think the Marine Corps really helped me think that way. Me too. 9 years, same boat, because I have no idea how to interview beyond what I was like 9 years ago. I interview a ton of people. It's insanely foreign. Yeah. So I interview a ton of people, but when you're on the other side, it's a whole different ball game. Okay. So this is going to invoke it. Okay. So does it actually invoke? Oh, it does. Okay. Cinema skip is triggered. So it is triggering, but it's not working. Prediction, there will be a minor baby boom in 9 months, and then one day in 2033, they'll witness the rise of the quarantines. Marine Corps, more like Marine Bore. Not my Marine Corps, my gosh. I wish it was boring. I don't think I would have turned out the same if I had chosen a job that wasn't the infantry. The infantry was intense. I was just thinking about that today and how stupid I was in the Marine Corps. Yeah, round 2 was a 1.5 hour, 2-question technical screening round and some behavioral stuff. How many FizzBuzz problems did you do? Next Monday, 5 different, full loop. Okay. Yeah, the fit, you're going to have the fit interview. That's good though. I mean, just be your natural, lovely self. Oh wait, no, don't do that. Wait, actually, I don't know your natural, lovely self. If you're gregarious, great. If you're young and full of vinegar, then why not though? I'm not a military person. Not in any concept of the word. Like, I've never been a military person. I wanted the ability to physically challenge myself and succeed, but the entirety of my Marine Corps experience was me feeling like I'm always behind, trying to catch up. Where a lot of the people who really were more into that sort of thing, I don't think they struggled as much as I did. I was smart and had a good memory, but skinny and annoying and not your typical Marine. And I think everyone recognized that, which is why, especially like the more senior people or the ones that are more like the jockheads, they did not like me. Some of them did. They're not all of them, but like, I'm just, gets this. Literally, the first question he asked me was a pathfinding question. I was like, well, I'm not going to make an A-star for you if in this amount of time. But he liked that I knew the name. He's like, well, game dev. Yeah, of course I know A-star. I don't know anything about A-star. Is it A-star? That's what you say. Is that how you say it? I've interviewed tons of people, and I don't think I would choose to hire someone that knew all the answers if I felt like there was something else that I needed that they weren't meeting. Whereas I think that there are people that would hire someone who knew all the answers to the technical, and they would kind of like not care as much about certain other aspects. My boss I have a trouble with because he really focuses on credentials. So I could interview somebody and think they're a perfect fit, but because their schooling wasn't perfect, he would be like, no, go find a candidate that has a degree. Like I've hired people with degrees. It doesn't make a difference. Degrees get you some things, but that doesn't mean they're going to be the best option. Behavioral team and fit are far more important than technical. Yeah, but some people care about it, and some companies require it just as sort of a baseline. They need people like me. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, the hiring process. I don't care as much about credentials, but I do care that if someone puts something in their resume and they say like they have expertise in something, and then you ask them questions and they don't present expertise, if they try to project that they have it, I care a lot about that, because I don't think you should be trying to pretend like you know things you don't. Because in our line of work, a lot of what you do is operate in a world of ambiguity and ignorance. You don't know most of the things, and you just have to learn them. So someone trying to proclaim that they're an expert at something and then not showing it, that's where I get really concerned. Why is this not working? All I'm looking for is this one setting. And this one should win the race. This isn't as important. So why would this not work? How am I not myself? It's all the same scene. It's not switching scenes. These are just teleporting to different spots on the map. Incidentally, I'll fix something else while I'm here though. So we'll do a fade out. Where's the fade? Oh, let me fix this too. 1, 2. As near as I can tell, no one knows how to hire people. Everyone has some idea, but no one really knows like the magic solution. Wow, this is like weirdly conjoined. This isn't teleporting to different maps, right? No, they're doing it within the same map. Okay. We do fade out. I can't believe he never even fixed this. I always thought the best person to hire is someone you've worked with before. Sometimes. I'm a little terrified for system design round I have to do. Wasn't even aware it was a thing people expect in an interview, since kind of new thing for me. I'd be curious to hear how that interview process goes. Then you don't have unknown quantity problem. I've been studying system design. Yeah, well, yes. But it doesn't mean that person's going to be better. I don't know. The one thing I've almost universally discovered in my whole life process is if there's something about a person that sort of like you go, during interview, that thing will be compounded and show more later. Universally. I've never seen somebody in an interview process where I'm like, I noticed this thing about them, and that doesn't come back up as a consistent problem or thing. I've been studying system design concepts. Like what kind of system design are we talking about? Like they're going to give you a problem like, hey, we have a problem where this server is having performance issues, and now we need you to design us a solution from an architecture perspective to address it. Is that what we're talking about? Like, or would they give you some existing design and ask you to tweak it? And there's got to be some back and forth because you can't design something in a vacuum. You need some more information. That stuff's the easy stuff, really. I'd prefer to hire someone where I don't have to interview them. Yeah, I mean, my boss has always been, my boss is the CEO. He's always been like, oh, well, you need to follow this big, heavy process to hire people. But then he goes out and randomly brings people in. I'm like, and I don't, like his method isn't any better than mine at the very least. and oftentimes worse. Like he'll bring these people in and pay them a lot more money than I would have, and then they don't live up to expectation. Because inevitably there are markers that, like I said, when you interview somebody and you see these things, they are always going to be there. I cannot tell you how many times I've interviewed people in the early days of like, okay, we can train that out of them, or it's just a little bump. No, that little bump is like the Princess and the Pea. It expands and gets worse over time. It doesn't get better. And so that's why when I interview people, I dig in on those things, and then I look at any mitigating factors that would help manage through it. And certain things, you know, you just got to either you're going to accept that that's how it's going to be, or you're going to have to find a different solution. And that's not the person that you're interviewing. I'd say that I'm pretty okay at hiring people. Pretty okay, you know. I don't think I'm terrible at it. Okay, so that I think that'll be good there. But why is this stupid thing not triggering? That's what I want to know. I don't have anything that turns this off. So it should trigger, and it should trigger immediately, unless for some reason this connection isn't working. So let's see if I do. Well, I'll also take this thing right here. They want to throw a biggest problem at you, like design a food delivery app. They wanted to have a back and forth talking about how you'd approach it. The layers of architecture, favorite, consistency, latency, and all sorts of things. I guess the problem is questions are easy, but a lot of times if they're going to look at you from an executive perspective, they're going to want you to have an existing point of view. So okay. I mean, do you mind me answering? I mean, I'm happy to talk through it, but I don't want to talk like I know everything. I just talk from experience. I'm not an expert at everything, right? Let's be clear. But I have a lot of ideas from experience. Because what I would think about an executive is they don't want you to get too in the weeds on what you're trying to solve, right? Most people, if it's an executive coming down, they want to know that you can get it done in a certain time frame. So the things that I would ask immediately are like, all right, well, when do you want this thing running? Is it from scratch? Is there existing software? Or are we're starting from the beginning? Okay, yeah, whatever, right? And they'll probably be like, well, we need it done in a quarter or something, or X number of months. Okay, well, that's going to completely dictate your decisions. TBD, yo! Thanks for the raid. Welcome. Welcome, TBDs. I'm spelling it right? TBD gamer. Thanks for the follow. Haven't you been here before? How are things going? Good? Maybe? Question mark? I'm trying to debug something, and I swear, I'm going to work on this battle stuff. And then I got distracted and I'm talking. Oh, I know, to be determined. I just wanted to make sure I was reading the letters right. This is a game I'm working on. I may have before corrected the follow though. Thank you for the follow. Am I not following? I think I'm following you. No, I'm not following you. Oh my gosh. I thought I was following you. Well, I am now. TBD was hosting a late night Saturday dev stream. How did it go, by the way? Arzulo and I were talking about interviews and things that they ask and about design. The great thing about high-level questions on interviews when it comes to like designing is that you don't have to know all the answers. You get to know all the questions. But the problem is if you have too many questions, people will be like, oh, you're asking too much. You should just know this, right? And I don't know how to balance that particular problem. But you'll hear that sometimes, like, oh, why don't you just know the answer? I want you to build this thing for me. Why can't you just build it? There's no conditions here, so why is it not jumping down to this thing? Is that not set? This is the game. Well, this is the intro to the game. I also learned that quality baked beans are expensive. Yes. Are they like Bush's baked beans? It went well. Got a lot in chat. Wrote a few lines of code. Yeah, I got a lot of chat. That's what I'm doing right now is a lot of chat. Hey, Composing. This is my wife. That's her head, at least.
Hi.
No, he did not. He did not. None of that low quality. Yeah, there's delicate song and dance. They want you. Did you just want to say hi, or did you have?
Oh, just after you stream, before you go to bed, could you just like make sure all the things fit in the back so I can close it up? I got it all back in the back. It's just I'm not an engineer. You can tell them all about our adventures.
I told Drass a story about little one's new word.
Now she screamed.
She screamed it?
No, not screamed it, but she like
at the dinner table.
Announced it at the dinner
yeah,
table.
I'll tell the story again.
Hi, Arzulo Dev.
Arzulo, this is my wife.
Hi, I'm his wife. I'm
Wifey.
Composing.
There she is.
There's me. And Legend,
This is her
you're
music.
so cute. Mrs. Makes. I do, I
Yes.
make music.
Or I'm Mr. Composing.
There we go. Wifey, y'all are cute tonight.
I heard Matzi can play the guitar. Nope.
Do you want to pick up the guitar and try it?
No. I can strum the chords. If
There
you
you
if you
go.
tell me where to put my fingers, I can go bloop, bloop, bloop. And I can play the guitar too.
Mm-hmm. He can rap. He can do a rap. It's true. It's cute.
Hopefully she missed my joke there because it was.
Yeah, that was funny. I mean, the bloop bloop bloop, I don't think it's much.
I saw your note, by the way, Arzulo, about it being more reasonable, but you got to play the game. Yeah, got it. Just needs a thick beat. Yeah, buddy. Matzi's the vocalist. The best I can do.
I'll probably reach.
Okay. Love you, Composy.
I forgot to tell you. Sorry.
Oh, I got more news. You guys should know this.
I
It's
solved all the
important.
problems for the vacuum.
She solved all the problems. Perfect.
Al.
Who?
Al.
Al?
Yeah, Al. He's 5 out of 5. He runs a vacuum business. He's been there since
Well, that sucks.
for like 40 years.
Okay.
And he has a bunch of choices. And he has different floor
He's got
surfaces.
40 ears?
40 years.
That's like all over his face?
And
That's
there's
gotta
all
be
the
weird.
different surfaces, so I can go try out the different vacuum types there.
Yeah?
And then if it's the one that we were talking about, the one that's more of an investment, like
Yeah.
he can repair the parts.
Oh, good. I like someone that'll repair my parts for me.
I'll repair your part.
Ooh, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that was mean. Bye, everyone.
My sweet wife, who appears on her stream, is very wholesome.
I am wholesome. I'm very wholesome.
Stop.
All the holes.
Composy. What have you been drinking tonight? Uh-huh. Love you, Composy. All right. It says skim skip triggered. Hey, yo. Bye-bye. Sorry, y'all. We're just a little crazy around here. So why is this not triggering? This is the problem. This says that should be true. So that's the problem. Problem is, this is the problem. So let's try this. Do this. We'll get rid of this one for meow. We'll do it differently. And get rid of you. Clone last sheet. Check variable. State. Skip. Here. True. Drag it. Make sure we don't have any sort of save state. Save this and move on. My code is great. My code is great. My rhymes are massive. You better watch out. Twit avatar happening. Doesn't rhyme. Dun dun dun. I could go back to not using the pre-roll ads. Happening are shattering. My rhymes are shattering. You could just chat GPT that if you want. Keep trying. You'll get it. Keep trying. You'll get better. Anyway, Arzulo, I hope that it goes well. I'm sure it will be fine. I've done a lot of coach. I have a junior lead, if that's a word. What we call an associate lead, person who went from senior to like lower level lead level. He has a lot to learn from like the team leadership perspective, but he's smart and capable. And I remember talking to him about one of his questions. He's like, well, how do I, would this work? No, crap. Like, how do I have all the answers? One of his favorite questions was, how do I get all the answers to everything? I'm like, what do you mean? Well, you know, when you're in a room and someone asks something and you just know the answers, like, your job as a senior person is not to know all the answers. That's not what you should know. It's just not how it works. Why the frick is this not working though? It says it's true. That's annoying. Check. Your job as a senior person is to have the questions. Like, you ever wonder if you're ever in a room, if you work in technology or any work, right? And you go into a room that has someone that you might respect as a senior something, and they seem to like command the room. I'll see what I can do is okay, but well, whether you're in a virtual room, gosh, I forgot. Like, my developers are so literal. I have to be careful when I make jokes and stuff because they take some of the things I say very literally. When you're in a conversation and you have these people that present like they know answers, you got to pay attention because most of the time you find out they're asking questions, not giving answers. Now, they do have a wealth of knowledge to pull from, so a lot of them have ideas they can point out or directions they know. Like, they are pulling from some base knowledge. But the people who really seem to know what they're doing, in my view, they don't start right out with what the answer is. They start out by like, okay, let's talk about what's going on. Somebody here, tell me the details. Here's the problem. Okay, now let me ask more questions. And then the more you ask questions, the more you have time to think about what the answers are going to be. And so by the time you do speak with authority, you've built up from the questions and your thought process what the answer should be. Now, again, some of that requires experience, but it's not like the person had the answer to start with. And I think that it's important to recognize that distinction because there's this fallacy that people know everything in senior roles, and they get away with it. And the good leader, like not good, but the good ones that are good at like making you think they know everything, they have either they're really good at gaslighting. The ones that like they don't admit that they don't know the answers, right? They're really good at gaslighting or deflecting or pinning it on somebody else directly. So like, oh, why don't you know the answer to this? And instead of them like fighting you head on, they like verbal judo, either by distracting you with a different topic or challenging you because you know, like at the worst case, it'd be like, don't take that tone with me, but that's not what you usually see. And it's like, I've seen it happen so much now. I'm like, oh, wow. So this person has no clue what they're doing at all. Literally no clue, but they're good at like faking it. Fallacy? Yes. Well, if it's a room full of men, I guess. Okay, what was it? I want to see why the condition is not happening. I think there's something wrong in my code here, but I don't know what is going on. So let's see if we can like break on this. What's the condition? This is a check variable condition. What's the map character? Because if it's not the one I'm looking at, there's no point in checking this. Fishing music. Fishing music. Okay, so I'm gonna need to figure out. I need to do something else here. I think I can do name. No. Rom dot name dot contains guard. Did I spell guard? Guard. I always get confused by that word. Okay. So then we just play and see if we ever hit the guard. Why wouldn't it hit the guard? The guard is here, isn't he? Right there. Look at him, he's all dead and stuff. Yeah, I'm just using one of those random ones. You're married to a gaslighter? Sounds great. I don't know what that married to one actually referenced. So. Let's see. I guess I could look at the. I mean, the name of the event is guard, so it's got to be. It's got to be what it is. If it contains the word guard. But it doesn't. Why does it not? So it's not checking the conditions? Name contains guard. That could be part of the problem, but why? I suppose I can cheat this one. I don't really need a shift in the event sheet. So I'm gonna cheat this one. Because I just don't know what's going on. It's just not worth my time to deal with it. So we're gonna get rid of this garbage. We're gonna say on talk, change that to repeated sequential, check condition branch. We'll just do one. We'll just use this sheet. I will say that my perspective on leadership is not what most people in my role would probably suggest. I don't have any problem saying that I don't know something or that I'm wrong. And most of the people that I see in leadership roles, like C-level executives, they can't admit they don't know something. I've worked with a lot of people, and it's really, like they don't seem to in general speak, haven't wanted to admit that stuff. Thanks for the chit chat. It helped your nerves a bit. Got to get back to reading your textbooks. Enjoy your reading. Good luck. I still want to know how it goes. I hope it goes well. Sound like you've made it to the important phase. So good luck on that. You probably need some sleep. You'll process better if you sleep. So hopefully, well, I mean, it's only early for you. I mean, it's not even that late for you, so I don't know. I'm constantly asking for help. Yeah, but you're not, an important person. I mean, you're Canadian, so really, that's your job. You just ask for help all the time. I'm just kidding. I love you. Got him. Whoa, damn. I don't know. This is how my brain works. I have to make a joke like that. See, but you understand. I'm glad that you understand, Tom Sutton. I'm going to be like furious with me now for my poorly timed and inappropriate humor. Don't cry at me. I was kidding. Well, the different, I think it's okay to, I've seen people in leadership roles ask for help, but when it comes to demonstrating authority and knowledge. Don't cry at me. You know I was kidding. Jeez. I'm sorry. I am. I feel bad. Now I'm going to like chew on this. And I know you're just overreacting, but I'm going to be like, crap. I did that thing again where I make a joke that I feel like is innocuous because I grew up in a family where making fun of people was a way of showing love. So my idea of showing love and affection is by making fun of somebody, but that's not the way the real world works. So I have to like tamp that down and say nice things, which is the opposite of the things that feel natural to me. So, I've seen people in leadership beg for help, which is really entertaining. Hence why I didn't help. There is a trust factor with providing support too, because there's people that will ask for help and then pretend like they solved it themselves. Okay, now this is really frustrating. Do I have a problem with checking my switches? Because that value is set. And this is running. Maybe I just make a new one. Let's try this. Doesn't really matter what object it is. I don't know why there's something wonky. I've seen this happen to me before too. So I'm gonna create a new one. It's okay, Matzi. I forgive you. Thanks, Burns. I'm waiting for Tom Sutton to stop hating me for my terrible sense of humor. I know Tom doesn't hate me. To be clear. I don't think he does. I just have this bad habit of saying things like that. Just saying stuff. Shouldn't say things. Just don't use words, Matzi. Ever. Words are the bane of your existence. Did you send me a joke? Oh, yeah. That one? I thought it was funny. Didn't you see my little laughter face I sent you? Oops. I'm not trying to reply to you. There you go. I thought you just sent me a joke after. Some joke about being mean to your friends. Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Okay. So for whatever reason, it wasn't triggering because stupid reasons. Got it. So we need this to be better though. So this is, we've got to fade out. We don't use the new fade, but we will do it 0.5. So why did it briefly show? Is it because that other thing triggered, isn't it? I need a way to like stop all other things from triggering. So maybe I do a what am I gonna do? If teleporting is already happening, maybe? Don't teleport? How do I stop? How am I gonna do this? Teleport command. So what I need to do, I might have to do something where I have like an exclusive I have to stop all the other scripts from running at the same time. So I'm going to put a boolean at the bottom. Private bool is exclusive. And then we'll make that false by default. This has never come up before. We'll also do toggle. So then when we run this, we'll make it exclusive. On execute. Script builder. Oops, don't do that. Script builder dot runtime code. Runner. If is exclusive script then. And then I have to do runner dot script mutex lock. Runner. No. Script runner mutex. Yeah. Is that what I do? Why won't this work? This? Oh, because this. Oh. Used to lock the script. Not sure what it does, but can it not pass a reference of a child class? Not sure what it does yet. I know what it does. I wrote that when I didn't know what it did. Okay. So I suppose the reason is that this gets called by a bunch of places. Let's go. Script mutex lock. Ref owner. Oh, because it uses excluded script. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's because I don't say this one. I do ref runner dot owner dot excluded script. Okay, there you go. So this will hopefully stop the stupid thing from continuing to process. Let's see. That should allow the transition to happen without weirdness, I hope. Did you hear about the lad who stole a calendar? He got 12 months. Why has it got to be a lad? What's the healthiest insect? A vitamin B. Oh, dang. I've said it once and I'll say it again. It. Do not spell part backwards. It's a trap. Bada bing, bada boom. Don't worry, the boring stuff comes next. The real, like, getting into code and figuring out how the battle system works. And then breaking stuff. That'll be the fun part. Gotta make sure Jacob's not watching my stream. Okay, he's not. He can't know. He'll be mad. Gonna go back to investigating how we can do on-map battles. It's a lot. If it becomes too much during my investigation, I'll, tap out. Oh, it's still doing that. Okay. So the exclusive lock at least let the transition work, but for some reason it's not holding on to the faded screen. Oh wait, no, I never switched the switch. Duh. Okay, hold on a second. Go back here. I think this what will happen is it'll actually double increment and not properly unlock. Who writes these? You're trying Linux for the first time? So far, I'm so grateful for random dudes on the internet making community projects. Are you using your Linux on your main machine? Or are you doing it like on a secondary machine? What happened when the cast of friends were stuck out in sea in the raft? They were fine because Lisa could row. Your main PC, is it a dual boot? Or is you just like, YOLO, I'm just going to make it this way and that's it? Going back to that topic, I tried Linux, did not like it. About how you see people get away with things in rooms. Another thing that's really a great trick, especially if someone's like, Matzi, tell me how this thing works or something, right? Like you're in a meeting. You don't answer. You don't say it works this way. You say, okay, just for clarity, are you asking this or this? Unless it's so obvious that you know the answer immediately, you just always go back and say, okay, totally understand. You want to know X. So you either ask them a question or you restate what they want to know. Just for clarity, you're asking if this thing here is that, right? Because even that little tiny bit will give you time to think about your answer. Which people, sometimes people get really like flustered when they're asked questions. So instead of thinking about asking follow-ups or clarifying the question so they can answer it better, they sort of flub around and they guess. Okay, so the exclusive script didn't work. Did it not work because I exclusively locked it? Do I have to get rid of the exclusive lock? What scene am I on right now? Okay, so we're still here. We haven't moved anywhere. That would be because we would need to exclusively lock it. And we have to unlock it to make it run. So that's runtime code. And I think this is fine because it'll prevent other things from running. Got a new NVMe, so I moved window to that one. Oh, I see. And I installed Fedora on the spare. Got it. Do I want to rate your setup? Send me your pictures. Show us. Picture, it didn't happen, baby. So I need to do like this. I need to do something here. What do I need to do? I need to find a space to unlock. Maybe what I'll do... the bottom of this? I'll do this. See if that works. It's such an interesting trick that I've learned over the years. And most of the time, unless someone's really being a jerk, they'll give you time to ask for clarification. A lot of people would prefer that, you're clear about the question before you answer it. At least, I think so. I generalize it by my experience, of course. My debugger has been on, that's why this build is taking even longer. If Apple made a car, what would be missing? Windows. but not Unix. I don't know how that translates to vehicles. I wanted to get tickets to a comedy club until I found out they cost an arm and leg. When I found out why, I'm glad I didn't go. The show wasn't that humorous and the staff was shorthanded. It was totally boring. I know this is a lot of work for one little thing. I think people will appreciate this little thing, though. I find actually it kind of interesting how you would do this in other systems. Because this scripting system has a way where I can essentially block execution of a script one command at a time. I guess there would just have to be some like checkpoint that, yeah, I'm not sure what it would do. So now the question is, did it transition? No, it didn't. Okay. So I think the script mutex lock prevents the code from executing. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do here. I could do if we're changing maps. SGB script runner. I think is it move? Yeah, I think the first link is wrong. Okay, I'll go to this one. Oh my God, there's my face. Ooh, how do you like these curved screens? Look at all your stuff. What kind of microphone do you have? Can't see. Is it XLR? You got a split keyboard? Hold on. I'll go down here. How do you like the split? You must like it. I've considered. Oh, I like them curvy. Oh. There's your PlayStation controller. Hopefully there's nothing super sensitive in here. No names or anything. There's Motzi. Got your you're a DJ? You like DJing? Is that a humidifier or just something else? Look at your cable management though. You need to work on that. Look at all this stuff. My stuff's much more tidy. It didn't used to be, but I just went through and like completely. What cable management? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's tough because it's a standing desk. Yeah, I've done that before. I had a standing desk and I just had like one giant artery of cable. It was just like that would like stretch and grow, whatever. Is that like a little drawers? Is that what that is? A candle. Got your keys to your car. Okay. Just cover it in spray foam refrigerator. Yeah, until that one time you need that one cable and then you're screwed. You got like a whole, wow. Got a monitor up here. Wait, where's your camera at? Oh, you just have what is it, Logitech? That's just a Logitech Pro. Little draws. But you also have what? Is that a GoPro back there? And a frog? I mean, this would work because you could have the camera straight at you. I have the camera straight at me, but there's two monitors in between, and it's a Sony A6000, so it doesn't fit well. I don't have as much space. No local changes. That's good. Nice setup. Frog. So this doesn't do a script mutex lock. So I could pass in something that does that. And then like when it starts to transition, I could do the unlock. What does this do? It says character set position. Where's the one that does the map change though? Character owner, okay. Maybe it's not. I think it's PL move. There you go. That's where it is. Oh, so it does a script mutex lock here. Warp to another map if the map is different. So it breaks. But how does that work? Reservation change map. Oh, I could do exclusion all events. Okay. So I need to basically I need to do this at the top of this method if it was exclusive. Can I do it easily? I could put another attribute. Map character.rom. No map specified. It'll be determined from the map. Okay. So then you have a ultimate hacking keyboard. Ah, but you still have the diagonal keys. You don't have the whatever that means you say when they're in the straight line. Ortholinear, I think they call it. Ortholinear keyboard. I want one of these, but with more options. I want an ortholinear keyboard. Where all the keys are in one straight line. Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. Ooh, baby, making me crazy. Oh. Warp to another map if the map is different. But why is it saying... Oh, I see. If it's locked, then we break. So it'll return... if mutex does not equal null. Okay. I see. Yeah, ortholinear. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble using words. Okay. So I need a way to stop execution of additional scripts and allow this one to continue to move forward. If I say exclusion all events, what does that do? I think this is actually what I want. Because I think that it'll just let my script runner continue to run. I think that's actually what I needed. So instead of the whatever I ran here, I should do exclusion all events. And that actually is runner.owner. Runner true, I think. So see if that works. Because if it runs twice, it doesn't really hurt anything, I don't think. But now we gotta wait for the stupid recompile. Still a nice setup though. Wonder if I could find a keyboard. Ortho linear with numpad. There's an ortho linear that has, what is this, type matrix? The matrix. Numpad's like embedded in it, that's weird. The problem is there aren't a lot of ortholinear keyboards that have more than just the regular keys that you type. You literally have to build it from scratch. Oh wait, there's a Corsair. It's only almost 300 bucks from Best Buy. That's fine. Let's see. I don't remember if unfortunately my personal information's on there, so probably shouldn't have pulled that one up. This is not what they showed me on the Google search. Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, whatever. Whatever. I guess I should have started on the battle stuff first. I made some progress on it. I haven't gotten anything running yet, so I don't know really what progress in that case. But... all right. Can we make this work? Will it blend? That is the question. Oh, I have failed again. Yeah, clearly. So no, that didn't work. Try it that way. I prefer quiet keyboard and mouse. Keep those mechanical keyboards for the 90s. I like a quiet mouse. I got a Logitech MX Master. I like quiet-ish keyboards. I'm actually using my quiet one tonight, which is another Logitech. But I like the tactile feel of the mechanical ones. And the problem is, like, even the quietest keys on mechanical, it's still not that quiet. And you can add these little rings to make it quieter, but it just seems like an absurd amount of work. Just buy a quiet keyboard. But I like the sort of tacticalness. Who'd have thought it would take me this long to get stupid functionality to work? Because I'm fighting with their engine, the Smile Game Builder engine. I don't get the pleasure of just doing this like the basic Unity way. Alright. I don't know why I'm getting this weird. There's like a weird light source thing happening there. Maybe it's fading in too fast. Okay, so that sort of worked. But it's still giving me that weird in-between fade. So why is it doing that? The fade should be staying. So maybe... so maybe this doesn't matter then. I'm going to get rid of this. So maybe there's something else going on. Let me go back to the code here. Or the nodes. My mouse is a simple M650L. Can't hear the mouse click. Yeah, that's like the $20 one or something, right? I have had those. They just don't last very long. They die so fast. And it's probably because I'm just using them all the time. Yeah, that's one. That's the one. That's why I got the MX Master. It's not quite as quiet as the other one, but it doesn't die as quickly. So maybe what I'll do is do a fade here. Just fade out, duration 0.5. Probably want to wait till complete. Do this. Don't put fade duration here at all. Just go. That doesn't matter. Save this. I mean, technically I have the functionality working, so I could just move on and come back and just clean up. I'll clean up the UI later. It's not super important. It's just I gotta figure out the spacing because the buttons will be different sizes. Okay, so you started the game. What is that little thing that happens there? That skip. Still doing it. Something is unfading it. Why? What could be the reason? There's something else I have in here that is removing the fade. This should stop this from running any more times. Especially because this switch gets turned off. So that wouldn't run again. Where do we get to? This is a fade out, so that shouldn't be a problem. It's not doing any fade ins here. Something weird is happening during the transition. It could be these things that are causing it. Because these have a fade in, and I'm doing it somewhere in between these, right? I have a lock option, do I? It's fine. It works. I'll worry about this later. I don't have a way to like prevent other scripts from running from here. So I might still have to use this somehow. Script runner this, inverse is true. So this is the thing that should be stopping it from running. This is the thing that like, so if the excluded script exists, then we make the mutex the same as this script runner. And we return false. No, if there is no exclusive script. Okay. So if we are checking for an excluded script and the script is the same as the existing one, shouldn't that be okay too? If mutex does not equal null, it's not equals this, with that, how many things could I break with that? This is such a core piece of functionality. I'm curious if just doing that will make this work. Runner dot script mutex log. I wonder if this will work. Because this should then prevent any other things from running when this gets locked. There's going to be some potential timing issues, but possible race conditions. I just don't know how to have like a forced overall change. Literally stop everything in its tracks. We'll find out. I gotta turn my fan off. It's getting a little cold in here. All right. So, as I unfortunately predicted, I spent majority of the stream on the thing I thought I would finish quickly at the beginning. The day I turned 42, my daughter walked up to me and said, "Happy," and started timing her watch. After a long silence, she said, 42nd birthday. I was so proud. A long time to wait. Might fall asleep by that point. All right, let's see. I don't know what's going on there. It's not because of this log. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'll worry about this later. Just not worth it right now. I'm also gonna turn off. Do I want to turn off debugging? Ooh, I might want to leave it on actually. Let's look at battle stuff. So I have a goal to see if in the course of a few streams I can get our battle system to run on map. I don't know how truly feasible that's going to be. But I do know that the way that their engine is set up, it's not really designed for things to happen on a map. So a lot of my work right now is looking at how they currently do their battle system setup and seeing if I could shoehorn a solution in here. I mean, it's kind of set up so I can do this. Like there's like, it uses the same concepts, but it just sets up in a way that assumes you're not using the same map. Because the way the battles get set up, they do all this wonky thing with the objects on the map. So, first off, I want to hide that stupid skip option. Bye, go away. Now we're going to go look at some code. So I do have an option to enable the feature that I want to enable. And it's called... Where's my inspector? Oh, come on. Go to your home. There we are. So I have this option to enable this in this, I call it use battle adjustment system. I don't want to clue Jacob in if he's not reading the code. So let's go look at how battles get bootstrapped. So in map scene, the map scene object, we have change map impl, because that makes sense. I guess it says change map, but I don't know why it's called impl. Impl implies implementation, but there's no interface for this. So in change map impl, we have this section near the end that sets up the battle system here. Battle sequence manager prepare. So what it does when it's doing it the normal way is it basically creates the map scene, or like loads the map scene and then sets it up. Incidentally, one of the reasons why map loading takes so long is because it's loading 2 scenes. If I remove 1 scene from there, map loading is much faster. So, in fact, I could even just do this. Like, I can just disable it. So when this feature is turned on, it won't load the scene. Therefore, it saves a lot of time. So, but whatever, regardless of that, there's a lot of things that it does when it sets this up. It references its own map scene and catalog, which is stuff that we already have, technically. So it's weird that it's doing it. It gets what's called the battle background. It's the map reference to the battle. And it does this little prepare thing here, where not only does it load that map, but then it does things like reset. So this like completely clears out information on the map. Big problem. We can't have that happen on the main map, so clearly we won't be able to call reset. But this is where I'm having to go like step by step through this code and see if I can figure out how to get the bare minimum of map running in battle mode without changing scenes. It's going to be fun. And I also don't have any way right now that I don't think it changes the camera, or it might change I'm not even sure how the camera would work, but that's where I've been left off, essentially, was getting some core hooks in place and then figuring out how to do this prepare nonsense when I don't need to do all of it. So in here, I'm going to have to call prepare for sure. And maybe what I'll do is I'll make a new method, which is my favorite thing to do. So I have my own like object called Battle Viewer 3D Map. And this will have everything that the other maps do, but I'm not going to use them. The other object, I should say, not other maps. Like, I'm not going to call this prepare, for instance. Meowletary streamer code do be having a single comment in Japanese in it. Yes, because I'm working in a existing engine called Smile Game Builder in Unity. So, how's it going, Meowletary? This is Smile Game Builder, and I'm working inside their engine and like heavily modifying it. Welcome back, by the way. I thought your name looked familiar. Familiar. Are you a streamer? I don't remember. You were in the last stream or something. So I'm working in their code and figuring out. She certainly is a streamer. I haven't streamed in at least a year. Oh. Were you in the military for cats? How long did you stream when you did? I'll bet it was for Meowers. I probably made that joke last time. Okay, so we're going to make our own method for this nonsense. Do you speak Japanese? Do you like to have cats? I'm not going to do this prepare this way anymore. I don't think I am. Yeah, because set background is like a whole nother thing. So I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I want to change the entire way that this works. Where's my method here? Public void prepare. Instead, I was in the Left 4 Dead community, if that counts. Yes? No? I don't know. What kind of Meowletary is there? I've been bad at Japanese for an impressive amount of time. Well, konbanwa. Dozo yoroshiku. Dozo yoroshiku. Yoroshiku? How to say it? Why is this not working? Void? Oh, I see. It's complaining about this, not about the other thing. I'll change that in a second. Okay. We're not going to change the scene. I don't know if I care about this. We're not going to reset the scene. We'll comment it out for now. We can have the battle center of field is fine. We'll keep that. This is going to be a problem because it'll be somewhere on the same map. But I'm not going to worry about that yet. That's fine. This needs to change. So we'll make a copy of this too. I've been okay at Japanese, but not practicing very well. I'm not like okay as in for the level that I'm at on Duolingo. Not really. Not really that much. In a month or two, I'll find out if streaming's back on the menu. But right now, I'm enjoying some Wi-Fi. Do you mean like you don't have fast internet right now? It's like you're enjoying, because that's pretty fly for your Wi-Fi. Set up battle configuration. We're not going to give it the battle background. Not going to call that either. Just watching Twitch, I get a lot of freezes. Oh no! Well, hopefully your internet gets better. You get something fast and serious. Fast and furious. Don't care about this either. Don't care about this either. Okay, get rid of that. This thing can't be there now because I got to figure out how that's going to work. If drawer map ROM is equal null and or if the drawer map ROM equals null, then this does all this weird setup shit. So I don't need any of this either. Okay, so I don't need any of this logic. This is really just nonsense. I don't need this code. Well, I might need this code. I might need something from here, but we're going to just comment all this nonsense out. This is just saying basically, if there was a map here, it would like load it up and then set up all the data that shows up. So I don't think I need that. So I'll go back to my, what do I call it? Prepare map battle. There we go. So we don't need this at all. And then what does this Japanese say? It says some character I don't know and another one I don't know. Is that Ru? Do oops. Something ku. There's an in there. Is that an O or an ah? I'll translate it. Load allied characters. Okay. So this is setting up the objects that represent the battle characters. Cursive kanji. Yeah, well, it's now translated. There's a mixture though. There's kanji and hiragana, which is what you'd expect to see. So let's see here. Also, you know what I'm gonna do? Boom. I'm gonna format this because it's my class. I'm gonna run cleanup, and fix all the things I don't like about the code. So now we get the party members count, hero, battle actor. So now we have to set the battle. So that's okay too. Okay. So this sets up all the battle actors. I don't know if this should happen here, but whatever. So that's actually okay, I think. So I think I can go to here and do this. I'm doing it this way just so it's a little bit more readable. Oops, I don't know why I put a dot. There you go. Prepare map battle. Okay. In theory. I don't even know if this is going to run, but we'll try it. So, this prepare is going to complain what? Because I'm not returning anything too? Oh, crap. I guess I could just do yield return null. Because it doesn't really matter. Just because it's working in the context of an existing one. Why are you complaining here? Is it because it's internal? Oh, it's just not matching a name. Okay. I think I might have to return here or else it's gonna complain at me, but I'm not fully sure. Okay. So a map scene. So let's see if I can just get this to run. If I can get this to run with my settings set, then even if I broke something, it didn't break it enough to make the map not load. That's what we should be able to see with my change, though. Is we're not going to see another map show up for the battle map. That's my theory, at least. Once it ever finishes compiling. What do a tick and an Eiffel Tower have in common? They're both parasites. Parasites. I found my my pun vernacular has expanded as I started to think of other ways to use words to make puns. After years and years of doing, I mean, it's been expanding over the years, but I'm trying to get it refined so I can use like even parsley sounding puns that actually make sense. It's quite enjoyable. It's my renaissance, my punaissance. Okay, so we're not going to go, we're just going to go to an existing map. Why don't we go to Lanes North? I was going to work on the save stuff, but I really want to continue to progress on this. Okay, we got a bug already. Perfect. Get adjusted position. So, why? Oh, why? What does this get called? Okay, so generating the friend is part of a problem. If we don't got a friend. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. But you don't, cause you're all broke. So you don't got a friend in me. Battle actor. The map ROM is not set, maybe? Thought I set. Okay, so now let me think where this would have gotten set. So the problem might be that it doesn't have a map ROM reference. Why wouldn't it? New battle sequence manager. Okay. Let's take a look at this. This is okay. So this is fine. Oh no. Okay, wait a second. I didn't do anything that actually sets up the right map data. I didn't call initialize. That's what it was. Okay. So I have to do something different. New battle map battle viewer equals okay. And then this dot battle viewer equals map battle viewer, which is fine. And that end map battle viewer dot initialize. Oh, no, yes. Dot initialize. And I have to pass in what? Map data. Okay. So that would be this dot owner. No. I don't have the map scene. How does it not have an owner? Game main is the owner. No, that's not what I want though. I guess I could get the current scene from the owner. So I can do owner dot map scene dot map drawer. There you go. That should be okay. That should resolve that problem. I'm going to be plowing through this in boring mode. Don't worry about distracting me from boring mode. I'm okay with being distracted from boring mode. But if I'm not distracted from boring mode, I'm just going to go deeper into it. Just like zone into boring mode. Which basically means doing exactly what I'm doing right now. So this is really just making sure the map can load. But if I can get the map to load and nothing major breaks, then I can see if I can get a couple of components into the map that are necessary to be there. We're going to do a compare and contrast because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to change the way maps load. So if we're going to do this new battle system, we have to do a dual loading process where when we load a game map, we have to put this dynamic object set that is specific to battles and then make it hidden, which is completely different. This engine has no idea how to deal with that. So I'll have to teach. I have to do a lot of teaching, as they say. Did I compile or did I have a problem? Why is it, what is it going on here? There's warnings and suggestions. Let me see. I don't see red. Let me go see if there's like a player error. No. I don't see red. I want to assume that that's okay. Actually, I technically have a way where I can load immediately into a save file. Oh, that's great. Look at that. That's beautiful. Look what's going on here. So, what is it telling me here? Object reference not set to an instance of an object. So that is also fine. And end. Or. So that would prevent me from having a potential null reference. Because if this is not or that, so that we're not going to get here unless that value is not null. Apparently, it, for whatever reason, when the game loads, it loads a default map scene for battles, which also makes zero sense. Why would you load that in the very beginning of the game. Performance improvement opportunity. Still trying to think about why that skip button would not, or why it would show a map in between the loads. There's got to be something that's like turning off the fade. I wonder if I had a setting in here. Let me go take a look. No, we don't have anything that says to fade. Fade out, fade in, none of that. It could still be that it's trying to fade for some reason. But... yeah, let's see if this works. Try again. Real-time debugging with Motzi Makes. Still having problems, huh? So then we'll do the secondary thing. So there's a map scene, but there's no map drawer. If I must just have a dummy scene that it uses for some reason. It's fine. We only got to wait another 30 seconds for it to rebuild, so that's nothing. Why are hotel beds always in a bad mood? The maids keep turning them down. What's a divorce attorney's favorite fruit? Cantaloupe. Did you know Stephen King has a son named Joe? I'm not Joe King, but he is. Want to hear an inside joke? Good, because I'm not going out there. It's not raining, but it's not even warm. Actually, it's really nice outside. 69 degrees, baby. The magic number. Try again. Please work. I don't want more errors. Why? Something else is causing this then. I don't get it. Oh, does not equal null. That's part of my problem. It does not equal if that or the map scene is null. That I have a problem with conditions, clearly. Two drunk guys were about to get into a fight. One draws a line and Dirt says, if you cross this line, I'll hit you in the face. That was the punchline. Womp womp. Okay, so while we wait for that thing to build, we're going to start looking at where battles get started. Which is in here. So this is going to be an interesting one as well. Because this does a lot of stuff that depends upon the idea that there's a whole different map. And the great part is it can sort of like cleanly switch between the two when it wants to start the battle. But like, I'm not going to be converting a battle background. I'm going to have to do like a whole different method for this. But be like a legacy battle trigger and a new battle trigger. Because it does this whole like changing the background. And, oh my god, it's so absurd. Does this nonsense. Start battle mode. Let's see what that does. It locks. Oh, this is something did I write this? No, I didn't write this. There's no brackets on this. There's no way I wrote that. So is battle true? So that's all it does though. It just tells the scene that it's battle. Interesting. Might have to tell the AC to stop being AC, man. This is getting ridiculous. Why is it running so much? You know what sucks? My wife is sending me all these things about vacuum cleaners. Get it? All these different things. Hey, Stoph. How are you? Thanks for the laugh. But I brought you out of lurking for that one. Oh, hey, I got to the new game. Okay. So we got the load finally. When you said sucks, that was the first follow-up I expected. Just got in, actually. Oh, welcome. How goes the world of stuff? Are you keeping busy? Yeah, I guess it's kind of like after dinner time. All right, what is this now? Same problem. So is it having trouble? What does map ROM get set? I guess I should just debug it then. So I can debug this anyway and see what's going on. I know you. You're such a busy guy. Always got things to do. Always gonna be busy. Why you gotta be so busy? I know I'm saying it this way. What's wrong with me? Can't wait to see you at PAX, eh? I know you're not going to PAX. I'll cry about it later, I guess. So turn on debugger. Actually, this will probably trigger from the very beginning. Let's see. I don't want this. I don't want this trigger right away, so I'm going to comment that out. Okay. You really should go to PAX West. For sure. It's a great trip. Just drive. Not that long of a drive. What, 10 or 12 hours, probably? Maybe a little longer, depending on how fast you drive. It'll be fine. Asking for a friend? I gotta find out how many badges we get with our booth. I think we get 3. I don't want to care about my runner dict. Okay. So, I wish you could do this in real life. Just generate a friend. Will you be my friend? Alright, so where do we go to from here? I don't remember where the breaking happens. Did I? Crap. Well, I guess I'll just step until it breaks. Oh, you know what I could do though? I could look at the map data. So I go back to here. No, I can't apparently. What if I go back to here? There you go. It's not let me do this. Drawer. What we got here? Map data. Why doesn't it have a map ROM? Map ROM is null. Ugh, null your face off. Why would it be null? It's null because we're doing this wrong. Got it. So I think I need to do something different. When we call these prepare things and stuff, usually it's loading the map at that time. But the map doesn't exist at this time. So what I have to do is go back to here. Go back to the... Here. There you go. This is wrong. I shouldn't be calling this initialize here right now. That's wrong. I should be doing it at the end of the map scene setup. At the bottom of this method is where I got to do it. Because by this point, then the map data is loaded. So before I call prepare on the battle sequence manager, well, maybe I just call it, right? Yeah. Okay. So then we're going to do map viewer 3D. Oh wait, but I need to be able to pass in some. Okay, so I need to get... Let's do this. Current battle viewer. Let's duplicate this. Battle viewer 3D map. So that'll give me the object I need. Apparently I have, okay. Then I can go back to here. I kind of have to do it from outside of this stupid thing. So this dot battle sequence manager. We'll say, hold on. If game engine I'll find a better way to do this later, but I'm okay with this for now. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this should get the right map drawer. So that should then prevent that error from happening, hopefully. In theory. Because in this case, the real path I'm going for is, can I get a battle to start anywhere on the map? I don't give a crap where it starts right now. But can I get a battle to start on the same map that we're navigating on? Instead of having to open a whole nother scene. If we do that, the performance will also increase notably whenever we're loading maps. Because there's so much loading. It's like loading 2 scenes at once. It's absurd. So if I cut that out, that will increase performance. And if I can get a battle to start, even if it looks crazy wonky because of where the characters are placed, then we're in a good place. I significantly doubt I can get that done tonight, but that's my current goal. And then if I get that done, then I can figure out how to get the battle to start in the location that your characters are, based on some configuration I'm going to assume. I'm going to see if this works. Not even going to worry about... Well, wait. I actually have the information here. So let's go look at the drawer. What? If it has a map ROM, then we're making progress. Can I read? Map ROM. It does. Okay. So it has a map ROM. So theoretically, this might load. Okay. So it did. So the benefit now is, if we go look at our maps, there is no battle map, which is, before I just commented a bunch of crap out. We don't have the battle object here, which is a problem, but we also don't have a whole nother map that represents battles. So if I were to go into a battle right now, everything's going to break, right? It's going to like start complaining about a bunch of stuff that's missing, right? But that's okay. So at least I have an object created that represents my battles that I can theoretically make use of. Actually, I just realized that adding the friends is supposed to add it to the battle. Okay, hold on a second. So if we do the whole generate friend thing, which happens here, I think it's supposed to reference the battle object. Like it's supposed to set the parent or something, right? Because it's got to add it to the map somewhere. How does that work? We say new battle actor. There's no constructor. New map character. Get item from GUID, the graphic. Change graphic. Doesn't really actually see where it goes. Create weapon model? I don't even know what that is. What is create weapon model? Oh, this is if you have a character that has like a 3D character with weapons. So it doesn't actually put the object anywhere, interestingly. I must do something else with this. Let's see. Friends, yeah. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. So then do we do like set parent? No. Prepare friends. It's not really clear to me where or how it determines where the friend goes. Dynamic? No. No. Parent? No. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what happens to these quote-unquote friends of ours that we create. I don't know why I said it that way. Oh, you're friends, are you? But the objects are there. It's just unclear to me where they go. But what we should do, though, is go look at how a map scene is created to see how it determines what objects to add to it. Okay. Well, that would be in the uni utility, I think. I can just go look at one of these. So when it does prepare, it says change scene is prepare. So this is like, I'm guessing this is saying don't actually load the scene, but just prepare it for usage. So if current scene equals the scene whatever return, that doesn't matter. This is going to set a root object that represents battles active. And then it's going to do a bunch of stuff to add things to the scene. It's going to load all the static objects. Set scene active. Okay, but that's only if it's not prepare, I think. Yeah. So that's all it does. So it doesn't really do anything. It almost does nothing, right? Because this is prepare. It's true. So all it does is like set active an object that represents the battle scene type, which is one of the root objects. So that's going to be an object that lives in the main entry thing. It's called battle scene. Okay, so the object's actually called battle scene, interestingly enough, which I think we actually have. It's called battle scene. There it is. That's it. It's calling me a dummy, of course. So this is the thing that when they set the root objects, this is what it has. So it must it sets this object active, and then somehow that becomes the parent that it's adding things to. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I don't think it actually loads that stuff though until the battle starts? No, that can't be right. It has to be, this has to be something that happens on the map load. So let's go look in here. So this is the normal way it does it. It calls this thing to chain scene and prepare. It does this reset nonsense. Releases a bunch of objects. Resets a bunch of objects. Clears them out. These are not the dynamic objects. So it hasn't even added the dynamic thing yet. I think this is the one that does all the work here, right? So set background, it'll get the map, it'll create overrides, it will... Where does it put the dynamic object in here? Here it is. Right here. Set map ROM. Game set map. This is in, it's in Battle Viewer, okay. So if map doesn't equal null, then it does drawer set ROM. This is gonna, oh god, okay, set ROM impl. It's such a pain in the ass. Is chain scene is false, that's fine. It's not import map scene. Is load scene is false. It's not. I don't think it's. Wait, is load scene equals true? How does it get set to false then? Oh, I see. This is doing the sky. This doesn't really have a lot of information in here. So load scene async. This is like nesting hell. So we get the map. I'm still not seeing where it's going to load the object that represents all the dynamic things in the scene. All this is doing is like loading the Unity scene in. None of this stuff is loading the battle information. This is the thing that like creates the scene from the importer. That's not even important. This wouldn't get called at runtime. Okay, so this actually doesn't do what I thought that would do. Interesting. So set ROM impl. That was what I was just looking at, I think. Okay. So not really what I thought it was going to do. This is setting up camera characteristics, characters, don't give a crap, common events. This I think display the events placed. Okay, so this is the thing that should be loading the events to the map. These are things that are not the battle events, I don't think, but they're like dynamic extra things. So how does this do that then? Extras add. This is a list. Where is it specifying that all this crap gets added? We're still in the battle viewer. Let's see here. Okay, so we'll go here, I guess. Dynamic battle. Which is in uni utility. When we initialize this, we get the, oh, it's weird. So battle scene becomes dynamic _ battle. So that's one of the confusion. So that object is the same thing as that one. Okay. So that should mean I could find out where this thing gets used. In the actual model. My viewers also watch a trailer. What's Trailer Park Boys? Is that a... I don't know. Do I want to know what that is? Oh, that's a comedian thing with funny people. Ah, well, I like Canadians. They're pretty cool. Except for that Tom Sutton guy. It's kind of weird. Let me think here. What is this? This is in model instance. Weird. Instantiate parent type object. Oh man, that's so stupid. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Wow, this is such a fucking cluster. Oh, let me tell you a story real quick. Because it's, it's late at night. I don't normally swear on my stream. That's totally bull. I try not to swear. Today, in the afternoon, I decided to play some Mario Party with the family. To spend, take a break from coding and play with the kids and my wife. We all played and I lost. Well, actually, I got second, so I didn't fully lose. My competitive eldest daughter got first, and I had gone upstairs for something and left them playing like Mario Wonder. My youngest 4-year-old and my son and my daughter, my eldest. So there's a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old, and an 11-year-old. They were playing and talking and chatting, and then all of a sudden, my son comes running up the stairs and says, Dad, what? Youngest said a bad word. She said the F word. Oh, she said something. She said the F word on accident. What he said. I said, okay, don't make a big deal of it. If you say it like it's a big deal, she's going to think it's a big deal, and then she's going to remember it and use the word, right? Like, I know kids don't get this, right? That's like something you don't think about, but like, just don't make a big deal of it. Move on. That's it, right? Whatever. It's fine. Then at dinner, they start talking about it again. And the middle child was like, well, youngest said that word that we're not supposed to use, and then the eldest starts chiming in. And my wife and I are like, okay, we don't need to talk about this anymore. It's all fine. And youngest chimes and goes, yeah, I said, just as loud as she can. Total confidence. Like she just belted the word. And we're like, okay, that's fine. We're not going to use that word here. And to be clear, I actually don't care as much about kids knowing words, but I just instantly had this image of her being at daycare. Teacher, guess what word I learned over the weekend? Like, oh no, we're going to be that parent. So like we had to be really severe about it, like serious, not like she didn't get in trouble or anything. But secretly I'm like, that's hilarious. I just can't believe that she's now an expert on the word. And that's my story. So I think what I need to do is dot object. This is when the thing is initialized. It's only initialized once. When does it get initialized? This should only happen one time. So this util initializes one time. It gets this battle scene object. So how does that get placed in a scene though, then? I'm really confused by this. So there's the battle scene object right there. Now it's changed to SGB dynamic battle. Okay. There's also an SGB dynamic map, and this is the thing that gets added to each map that's loaded. My parents would behave more like problem children than role models, so I was simultaneously wild and independent. Fair. I was talking about my parents. My parents got divorced when I was like 3 or 4, but my mom's family are primarily Irish, and their method of showing love was to find the biggest and wittiest insult to make about somebody. So showing love was insulting people, basically. Like, how can you insult somebody? That's the goal. And so that's what I always thought was how love was shown. Turns out, no, that's not how people normally interpret things. So like a good chunk of my life was learning that being sarcastic and witty at people does not necessarily ingratiate you with them. You have to learn different techniques being friendly with people. And most of that involves saying nice things and not jerky things. So I wonder if... I mean, clearly it places the object somewhere. But how does it do that then? Ah, here. Move battle. Okay. I've got it. I'm figuring it out. So this is where it happens. So at some point, it moves those objects around. So if I can get that into the scene, that's the next step I need to solve, right? So it happens during the load scene, and it checks whether it's a scene type battle. So what I can do, simply, easily enough, is add another one of my stupid switches. Game engine dot system dot if we're using the battle adjustment system. We're never going to change scene to a battle map. Then we're going to move this object into that scene as well. And this is going to be a little by little process because I really have to move a lot of pieces to make the one scene operate like it can be both a navigatable scene and a battle. I'm actually kind of surprised. I don't think RPG developer Bakin has even made the ability for on-map battles. I guess there's just a lot of complications trying to get all these pieces working together, but whatever. Man, I had my blood drawn for like insurance thing, and the woman, I mean, there's a notable bump scar. I had like actual bruised crap because he like messed up the vein or something. Kind of obnoxious. Okay. So if I run this now, we should end up with a map loaded that has the battle scene in it. Although I might end up breaking something now that I think about it. We'll see. Although we haven't actually loaded a map, so this is okay. Let's go back here. So now we should end up with both of those objects in the planes, right? Where is it? There it is. Okay. So it has all those objects there. I don't think that'll make battles work, but at least it's there. Okay. So now I've figured out how to move that, which is one of the bigger things I needed to figure out, which is fine. And this happens in two places. It happens in is load scene and unload scene. So an unload scene, I think it has to move it back to root, right? Move everything back to the entry scene. And this time it'll just, yeah, so that'll be fine. I don't think that will be a problem then. We'll never have this. This will never run because we won't have a battle scene. So, yeah, so that'll move everything where we need it to be. I don't know how much more mental capacity I have on this tonight. So let me think what else I might need. I'll go back here. So I've been able to get the scene, the main map scene loaded and apply the battle object that's needed to be there. When I think it's when the battle starts is when it needs to have that information. So that would be what I saw in the script runner in here. So I basically what I need to do now is I need to take this whole freaking garbage, this entire stupid boss battle thing, which I'm pretty sure this is what gets called. I should probably put a breakpoint here just to make sure. Because if it's not where it gets called, that would be problematic. I go through all this effort to refactor code that doesn't get used. I'm pretty sure the boss battle is what gets used, though. I don't think they use anything else. It looked like basically they created this boss battle system and then decided that would be what they use for everything for the 3D battles. So it clearly shows what the intent was originally for that. I'm wanting to add like sort features here. So like one of the sort features I want to add is if you open a file, it becomes a recent. Not saved recent, but like it was last touched at a certain date. So you can sort by the last files that you've opened as opposed to by the last time it was saved. That's what I want to do. And that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. Okay. Let's go start a battle. Okay. So yeah, this is the right code. It's going to break, but I don't care. I'm going to have to mutate this garbage. So what we'll do, I think, we just take the entirety of it, I suppose. Like everything that's below this. I don't know why it's so segmented this way. Look how much code this is. It's a lot of code, man. That might be more confusing than loading the game and immediately saving again. Well, I was going to make sort options for it, right? So I'm not going to make it the main default option. But I just find that, like, if I've loaded a game, I guess maybe it's only for me as a developer. How often after loading a game would you want to go back to that one you loaded? Well, that's not totally true. You might run into a case where you failed and you want to go back to a specific save. And so being able to go back to one that you recently touched versus, having to do it by the save date. And people might want to, they may want to sort by the save date and get like the oldest file versus the newest. Extract method. So we'll do execute regular battle. Sure, that's fine. Does it not have any variables it needs to take? That's weird. Some people keep... Well, our save system also... personally, you don't like loading any saves? On an RPG? Really? That's bold. Listen, we made an autosave system and we have like 30 saves. Well, previously, now we have a whole different situation. Like 30 save slots, and people who only relied on autosave got mad when they went back to start a new game and their autosave got overwritten. I lost all my progress. It's like, okay, well, just go back to one of your manual saves. I don't manual save. It's like, okay, well, learning experience for us as developers and working with users, making sure that we understand how users might want to use their save system is not always how we would expect them to use it. So our save system has no limit on slots. Oh, don't worry. Ours got we have all the problems solved. We create more problems. You can't solve any problem conclusively. Something's going to be different. So we have the concept of manual saves and auto saves. Auto saves trigger either something that we will trigger from a certain, like if we know we need to trigger an autosave, or every 5 minutes currently. If you leave a map, it'll autosave when you open the next map. Hold on a second. My voice is getting a little scratchy. So then, and then this is all saved sequentially, but it's just infinite saves. I mean, as much space as you have on your computer, I suppose, right? And then when you save, it just saves by the date. So there's not a slot. It's just like whatever the last save was, it shows up at the top. But I want to do some sorting on it. We might do something where in the settings you can configure limits to how many saves. So if it hits the limit, you just lose the last, the oldest saves you have. But we are determined never again to have anybody complain that they lost an autosave. They can just go back in history. Given the theme of the game, it also kind of makes sense because our game is sort of focused a little bit on like not exactly multi-universe theory, but it uses some themes similar to that. I mean, there is the notion of multiple universe, and the saves sort of play into that, but it's just it's a sort of a slightly different take on it. All right. So now we got our switch here. So go back to where it gets called. Why is there only two? Here we go. Should not be two usages of this. There's only one place. It might be overkill, but I think the way we've seen people use this game and the expectations they've set, we don't see anything wrong with adding it. And if you don't like to use saves, then just don't use them, Execute map battle. Brad, yeah, some games have that. Are you sure you want to overwrite? Yeah, I know. I mean, that's another way to do it. But it felt like, especially right after we launched, there were so many issues where it was hard to get at the problem because people weren't using their manual saves. So we couldn't refer back to a save or, we couldn't recover from a problem with them because they didn't use their saves manually. And the autosave only had one. So once they got to a specific position, they're like, save soft lock. There's literally no way to recover from it. And then they would get pissed because they got to a certain point in the game and now they can't recover anything. So we're clearly not trying to build this just for people like me, Alterium, who maybe doesn't even need saves at all or minimal saves. We're trying to do all sorts of denominators. Common or lowest common denominator. Okay, so execute map battle. So I've got this separate code which will let me manage this better. Sure, exit forward in battle is fine. This gets set somehow. Either we just set it to true, right? Okay. If owner is in battle or it's a game over, okay, that's fine too. Because I'm not trying to rebuild, even though we have enhanced battles, I'm not trying to rebuild the entire battle system. I'm just trying to make it happen in a different place. So this should be okay. This is just getting the monsters. That's okay. This is okay too. This is just the battle sequence manager. That's not going to be a problem. Now we're not going to do anything with the battle. Oh, the battle background music. Yes, we want that to play. The BG GUID, we don't want to do anything with. So we're not even going to mess with this. We're just going to comment it out. This is just playing battle background music. That's okay. modern battle. When it was 3D battle, check if there's any layout of the enemy and read it. Okay, sure, don't care about that. So these are okay. There's nothing that touches on the map yet. So this one is a problem. So we don't want this at all because we're not going to be using a battle background at all. So I don't think we even need this because this is that like this isn't going to run ever. So what I could do is like change BG equals false. I'll just make it up. Then it'll never run. Then we're not going to change the scene. We don't need to prepare it. Battle background. What is this going to do? How does this get used, I wonder? I don't think I even need to set that. I'll try not to set it and see what happens. I don't think I'm going to use that value. I could see if it gets used in here. It does kind of get used in here somewhere. But what does it get used for? This is just setting a oh, okay, this is weird. What is this? Set background image. Okay. So don't need it though. Because we're not doing anything here. So BG equals, I think I can just do like if BG. Oh, I never set it? Okay, I see. So I guess actually this will work without that. This will just, if it's empty, it just won't work. That's fine. Okay, so that doesn't get used. That's fine. So we start the battle, hide dialogue characters. That's fine. We lock the mutex. Oops. If Windows, else. So dumb. We don't need their extra directives here. If Windows is like their version of the product, it runs from their build basically. So preparing state, waiter, if it's right. So I think this is for like the old battle system. Is it? Wait. If is divided map scene. Oh, but it's true by default. So no, I'm not messing with that. Okay. So what the flip? Oh, I see. Wait, no, I don't see. I'm pretty sure this code would get run. Let me go check the regular nonsense they have. I think I can just extend this thing here. Maybe it doesn't, maybe they don't get called. Like maybe this is, It actually just skips that. Let's go here. We'll turn off our setting. I do have to make sure this works with that switch turned off. If it doesn't work with the switch turned off, I have more work to do. This is what they call in the biz a feature flag. The biz. That's almost 12. All right, let's see if we can get this breakpoint to hit. Don't need you. Okay, so I might have to recompile. I think it just doesn't know where the breakpoint is supposed to be right now. So run the recompile and find it. What is this going on here? BG GUID. I guess we could do. Will that work? I'll be able to compile. Yes. No. Yes. Okay. Why do people go fishing in Alaska? Some for sport, some just for the halibut. Who is every scientist's favorite actor? Huge Grant. Saw an ad that read TV for sale, $1 volume stuck on full. I thought to myself, I can't turn that down. Router and modem got married. They were pronounced husband with and Wi-Fi. Oh, the military probably appreciates that one because of the Wi-Fi joke, Wi-Fi comment earlier. Not the marriage part. I don't want to make assumptions there. Let me make sure my break point is still in the right spot. Okay, so it is there. Should be triggering, right? Let's see. We know the breakpoints are triggering because it did before. All right, here we go. What does is divided map scene return? That is the big question of the day. Change BG equals true. And is divided map scene equals true? Okay, so it does skip it by default. So that other garbage wasn't even necessary. Got it. Was a execute map battle. So we'll never run any of this code. So I can just get rid of this through this. Change BG is going to be It's not even going to matter. Okay. So this is going to call battle sequence manager prepare, which doesn't matter because we've already called it a billion times. We call it when the map loaded. Don't think we have to call it again. So let's go back here. Let's comment that out. And then again, I don't know why it calls it twice. Why does it keep calling it? Oh, this change scene. So prepare calls change scene. And then this calls change scene. And it literally doesn't do anything that I need. Like it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're just gonna comment these two out. And again, it calls change scene. I don't know why it does it like 10 billion times. Like why every single time does it call change scene? Just doesn't make any sense to me. We're not going to worry about the BG GUID again. Start battle, okay. We're not going to worry about change BG. I'm actually super curious now what'll happen. So it's going to break, but I'm not sure where it's going to break. We'll find out. If it ever loads. If the compilation process ever finishes at 32 seconds or something in debug mode, I'll turn off the debugger, actually. Probably wise to do. Because now I just want to see it break. If it doesn't break, it'll create a very interesting result. Without a doubt. But I think that there's going to be a problem with the way the battle scene stuff works. Although I think I can fix that pretty fast. Like how it sets up the object in the dynamic battle stuff. I also don't know how it does extras. That might be something I'll have to figure out. I think it adds extras to the map. Okay. Watch it break. Oh, wait, I have to go and... change that. There you go. Forgot. This is called branch by abstraction, by the way. Kind of. Sort of a bastardization of branch by abstraction. All right. All right, what do we got here? So this is having an issue with the map ROM again. Interesting. Saying that the map ROM isn't set. Oh, because it's looking at Battle Viewer 3D. So where is it doing that here? I see. Oh my donuts. What's up, donuts? How's it going? Actually, what I can actually deal with this. So protected. Uh-oh. My poor botanist is having problems. You got my stuff all donutty. Hey everybody, I'm Motzi. Working on an Alterium shift. Doing the boring stuff tonight. What are you up to? Donuts, I hope you had a good stream. Hope your donuts are doing what you need them to. Why would this not be allowed? Oh, it's gotta be public. No, that's fine. Battle viewer 3D map. They haven't failed me yet. Oh, good. I'm glad that you had a good stream. What'd you work on tonight, if I may ask? Do you want to share anything? Do you want to tell us about your life story? Do you want to have, after streaming, do you want to talk about everything that you streamed about right this second? Guessing the answer is no, but, you know, everyone has their own thing they like to do. I don't think I need this one, actually. Well, I'll overwrite it anyway. Here we go. Okay, everything. Just all of it. Do you get a picture? I was born on the west side of town in a rundown shack. Is that West Philly, perhaps? Did you spend most of your days on the playground? Because that's what I would do if I was from there. Play basketball? Oh, the jerk. Oh, yeah. That was probably more... That was really a rundown shack. One thing that I was really somewhat disappointed in, though, is I watched a something about with what's his name? Dang it. Why am I drawing a blank? Steve, what's his name? Steve dude. Martin, there you go. And, you know, like, he was very smug about that movie. Like, he was very all about himself. And I guess I thought he was different. And he was talking about it like it was all about him. And I was just like, oh, okay. So you weren't like talking about other aspects of a movie like that at those times versus now, or you just like, yeah, I'm just amazing. Like, oh, okay, that's good to hear. I guess it's good to have a healthy sense of self in that regard. Will this work? Maybe. Da, 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 da. The music is really good though. They're playing in the beginning. Da, 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 da. You can't clap. He hates these cans. Stay away from the cans. I like Steve. Still need to watch the documentary. Yeah, I mean, I like his humor. I just didn't like. I guess I thought him as a person speaking about himself, maybe I thought there'd be a little bit more humility. I don't know. I was just like, I don't hate him as a person or anything. I just was a little bit disappointed in what I was watching. Why is this doing this now? Doesn't it have a camera? drawer. So one of these things is failing. Find out which one. Won't even know which one until I can. Oh, actually, is it still? I can just debug it. Okay. Just hit play because it'll keep trying to run it, right? Steve Martin. Steve Martin is a comedic actor. Also sings a lot. Oh, so this is not getting set. Okay. Where is this supposed to get set? It must get set in this battle start. Execute action. Oh, okay. So I have to do, so basically I have to make sure all of the like override things are written. But this is actually, that is internal. But the camera is null. So if the camera is null, it can't get set at all. So it must be something like camera equals. Because that never gets called. Okay. Well, I can share some art. Yeah, I wanted that. If you want that tax, there's a tax involved? I wanted to see your art. So we need this stuff apparently. I don't want that one, but I do want the camera. I don't want that or the extras. Or that. Oh, all these things might need to be called. Okay, crap. I don't care. Share what you want. Share what makes your heart sing. Share those donuts. This is what you did on stream. You were working on this the other day, weren't you? When I raided you sometime. Or were you working on one of these ones? What is this set for? I love it. I love your character art. Dino Doodles. Are these just your own? Are these your own characters? Are they OCs? Do you do like concept art or even just key art for games? I mean, I've seen you around. I don't think I've ever asked exactly what you did, but I'm following you, so that's good, right? Go away. You work in Hollywood? Holy crap. You are the best kept secret. Motion graphics? Okay. So this is your side gig. Fun stuff. Am I following you on Twitter? I don't remember. I still refuse to call it X. Look, you have 60 followers now. This is so cool. I love like robotic cybernetic stuff where it's like I like transitioning animation video game stuff. What's X? I don't know. It's some weird, like, hopefully it's not some porn website. Maybe my Twitter's been hacked or something. I'm surprised you didn't say what's Twitter. Twitter and their stupidness. Yeah, so this is coming back to haunt me, basically. This stupid set background garbage. Okay. Hey, so this crap has to get called. So I know I just got rated, but I was actually getting ready to wrap up. So because, you know, I know this is sort of laborious. Essentially, I'm step by step working my way through to see if I can get the same battles that happen on a different scene to happen in the same scene. And I'm seeing the path to it now. I kind of understand pieces. There are some pieces I still got to figure out, like how I'm going to deal with this thing called the extras. But it's not so bad. What I'm gonna do is, before I wrap up, I'm gonna stop this and just take a look at a regular battle to make sure I understand where some pieces of the battle go. Crap, what did I do here? That shouldn't have done anything. I don't know why it would. Oh, it didn't. Okay. Must have just been the problem that was happening. High five. Y'all artists are so cool. If I had a better ability to like trust in my own self when I was younger, I might have been able to do art stuff, but went technical. Okay, so there is no extras thing. So I wonder what extras are. They must just be the objects that are inside the dynamic. That's fine. No, but I mean, like, I'm okay where I ended up, just to be clear. I'm not necessarily complaining, other than now I've reached a point in my life where the barrier to entry is much farther. Like, taking the time to do it is a lot more, right? I got a lot of stuff to do, like the game dev stuff. So I just wish, like, I look at my daughter who is doing all this, like, she's super artistic. She's doing all sorts of mediums, and she's just willing to like stick with it. Of course, I can supply her things that I didn't have as a kid, but and that's neither here nor there. It's just that I think, man, if only I had had that, you know. I just didn't have that. It would be much harder. And I think digital art was always something that I would have preferred. I didn't like working on paper because of the need to like erase and re-add, and it's just like I didn't like it. I wanted digital. I always wanted some digital. I swear I was born 10 years earlier than I should have been. Anyway, we're gonna go raid ear end. Thanks all for hanging out. Thanks for the raid from Mondonus' crew. I hope you all have a lovely evening and rest of your weekend. I will be back on Tuesday, continuing the grind as always. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the lurkers that just, you know, I know I'm talking to somebody at least. And take care. See you, Laser. See you, Staff. See you, Killboy. See you, Mondonuts. See you all y'alls at Meowletary if you're still there. Have a good night, guys.